Baker, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker and 500-hour trained yoga instructor. And today I will offer an tapping emotional freedom technique and some therapeutic restorative yoga. So let's begin. Go ahead, come to your most comfortable seated position. With tapping, we utilize these meridian energy points in and around the body from about the chest up, 9 to 11 different points that support coming even closer to the present moment, allowing your system to come back to its natural state, that homeostasis, or in your window of tolerance. And while there, you are in a place to be more receptive to honoring, listening, acknowledging any energetic disruptions or negative beliefs, patterns, memories that exist within your subconscious level. And oftentimes those memories, those thoughts hold an energy, hold a tension, a disruption that is in your tissues and in your muscles. So we're using this holistic, integrative, innovative approach to make changes in your patterns, your neural pathways, the subatomic levels, the cellular levels, to act from a more genuine place, your truest, highest self that will hopefully come about by the end of the practice. So in your seated position, take any micro adjustments, stretches. You can lift the shoulders up to your ears, back and down. You can take a little twist and then arrive. Slowing down the mind. So request your mind to inform your brain to send the signals down into your inner system to be present. And then choose a hand that you can tap on. We'll tap on the side of the hand. With the opposite hand, you'll use the fingers to tap. It can be one tap, 2 fingers, 4 fingers. Follow along as I will repeat each statement 2 times. So you'll hear it on the first time, and then the second time you can repeat it out loud, or you can mentally repeat it back to yourself. So take a deep breath in. Another inhale, send more oxygen to the brain. And then exhale, sigh it out. So even though I may feel uncomfortable in unpleasant emotions, I accept myself. Even though I often may defend, avoid, hide, escape the unpleasant emotions, I am okay. Even though I learned that I have to make the unpleasant emotions get better, I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept myself and anyone else that may be involved or that I come in contact with. Come to the eyebrow, tap gently on the eyebrow. All these unpleasant emotions, all of these unpleasant emotions to the side of the eye, just under the temple. Emotions that I learned that are bad or wrong to feel and experience. Emotions that I learned are bad or wrong to feel and or experience underneath the eye. They are so uncomfortable. I try so hard to make them go away. They are so uncomfortable. I try so hard to make them go away. Underneath the nose, sometimes I'm not even trying. I automatically defend, detach, escape them. I automatically defend or detach to escape them. To the chin. I learned this. I learned this. To the collarbone. In my earlier experiences, underneath the arm. And I do this to protect myself and even others. I do this to protect myself and even others to the wrist. They're defense mechanisms and protective mechanisms. There are defense mechanisms and protective mechanisms to the top of the head. However, that doesn't fully dissolve them. However, that doesn't fully dissolve them to the eyebrow. Instead, I feel uneasy or anxious or numb. Instead, I feel uneasy or anxious or numb to the side of the eye. And that's not too great either. And that's not too great either underneath the eye. And these are connected with deep core negative beliefs. And these are connected with deep core negative beliefs underneath the nose, that my feelings aren't important, that my feelings aren't important to the chin, or that I have to do it alone, that I have to do it alone to the chest, that I have to be hyper independent, that I have to be hyper independent underneath the arm, that only I can care for myself, that only I can care for myself to the wrist, or that I'm responsible for others, that I'm responsible for others to the top of the head. All of this people pleasing, all of this people pleasing to the eyebrow, and all of this passive numbing, all of this passive numbing to the side of the eye, dissociating and detaching underneath the eye, living on autopilot underneath the nose, being scared of who I really am, being scared of who I really am to the chin, or not deserving of all that I desire, not deserving of all that I desire to the chest. But you know what? There is more than enough for everyone. You know what? There is more than enough for everyone underneath the arm, because I am learning new ways of being. I am learning new ways of being to the wrist, to actually be myself, to actually be myself to the top of the head, to make changes on the cellular level, to the eyebrow, to shed the fear, the doubt, the guilt, the shame, to shed the fear, the doubt, the guilt, and shame to the side of the eye. I acknowledge it and I accept it. I acknowledge it and I accept it underneath the eye, and I can feel it now. I can feel it now underneath the nose. I have the capacity to feel these unpleasant emotions. I have the capacity to feel these unpleasant emotions to the chin and not react to the chest. I'm rid of my old coping mechanisms. I'm rid of my old coping mechanisms underneath the arms, because I can be here with myself and my feelings. I can be here with myself and my feelings. To the wrist, I breathe. I breathe to the top of the head. I soften to the eyebrow. It's more peaceful. It's more peaceful, the side of the eye, to watch it float away, underneath the eye, to dissolve into the ether, underneath the nose, and transform into something new, to the chin. It's pretty beautiful. To the chest, because I connect back with myself. Underneath the arm, and I'm more fulfilled. To the wrist, as I act in line with my truest nature. To the top of the head, this radiance to the eyebrow, a new energy, the side of the eye, a connection with my heart, underneath the eye, and these new beliefs underneath the nose, that I matter to the chin, I'm important to the chest, I'm confident underneath the arm, I'm seen and respected to the wrist, I'm cared for to the top of the head, in full wholeness, in mind, body, and heart. In full wholeness, in mind, body, and heart. Go ahead, release the tapping practice. Truly amazing and miraculous. Notice the effects as you continue to breathe. Maybe you feel that tingle sensation along the edges of your skin. That is your energy. It is unique to you. Everything is energy. Our emotions are energy in motion. Notice the energetic tone in being present. That we can't just use affirmations to combat or negate negative thoughts. We have to feel them on the experiential level. Full sensory experience of that which you want to feel. You can take one hand to your heart and one on top. Let this gentle touch send that signal into the neurons of your heart that are thousands of times more powerful than the neurons of your brain. And if you'd like to move into the therapeutic yoga practice, you're welcome to pause here to grab a bolster or a pillow, a blanket if you have blocks. And then you may come back to an easy seat. Take a deep breath in and out. And then bring the soles of your feet to the mat, the knees towards the ceiling. Bring your hands back behind you as you lean back. Take the heel of your right foot onto the top of your left thigh, right below your knee. So not on your knee. I'll come to the side so you can see me from this way as well. As you press your heel in and then move the legs a little side to side. So a rocking of the hips. You can notice my elbows are bent. You can also press down to lengthen and straighten them. Notice where you experience sensation as you are with the stretch and motion. Continuing to breathe. And then you may switch sides. Place the right foot down. Bring your left heel to the top of your right thigh and then move the hips side to side. So some somatic experiencing. So within the motion, noticing where your attention is. As I get distracted with thought, may it stay with your breath, where you experience a stretch or sensation, perhaps the sound of my voice. Continuing to breathe. And then after your next exhale, release on this side. You can lift yourself up. You can hug your legs into your chest, lengthen in the spine. Drop the shoulders back and down. Turn your head from side to side. Feel this in your neck. And then lift up and down. So our hips are said to be connected to our jaw and our head. Each energetic point, each chakra is known to be connected to its opposite. So the crown of your head is connected down with the root, your lower belly, your solar plexus with your third eye, your throat, your place of truth with, your lower belly, your sacral chakra. It's your sacral chakra with your third eye. And then your throat chakra with your solar plexus, which is the center of your stomach, just below your rib cage. Come all the way down onto your back. So we'll take that same motion now onto your back. Your arms can come out to a T, and then take your right heel, press it into your upper thigh, towards your knee, and then move the thighs, the legs side to side. And then the legs will fall over to the right while you continue to press your heel into your leg. You'll feel this twist in your spine. This may also show up in and around your right hip. See if you may unloosen or ungrip the muscles of your body, and then you can turn your head over to the right. Breathe. Notice the level of intensity and your experience in this shape as you allow the twist and the shape to show up through you, where you may ungrip, unclasp, loosen into the shape. expanding and contracting with your breath. Another deep full breath in and out. As you release, bring the legs back up to center and switch sides. Let the right foot, the heel of your left foot will go into your upper thigh, up below your knee or above your knee. And then move side to side. And you're welcome to rest the legs on a bolster or a block, as the legs now will come over to the right, and you'll turn your eye gaze to the left. If they don't come all the way down, then you can have a blanket, a bolster, a block for underneath your leg. And you can play around exactly where your left leg is moving, as you might experience some of that sensation in your left hip, in the twist of your spine. May you energetically send this opening, creating more space with your breath around the muscles, the tissues, this reduction of inflammation because you are present, acknowledging areas of disruption, of hurt, of pain, of fear, and the ability to be with it through your conscious choice and some diffusion. Diffusion is this separation from you and your thought, from you and your emotion. You are the highest, wisest observer of yourself. From this self-energy of one of curiosity, creativity, compassion, to no longer be held by your thoughts. We may have learned that it's safer to be with our thoughts than it is with our body and our experiences on the sensory level. And maybe you no longer need to do that. No longer need to work so hard. Take one more breath in. And exhale, release the shape. And bring the soles of your feet together, your knees out wide. So you're welcome to use a blanket, blocks for underneath your legs and knees to hold the butterfly position or Supta Baddha Konasana. So you come down onto your back, you can have a blanket underneath your head, you can wrap your arms around yourself like you're giving yourself a hug. So this opening in the legs, the hips, the inner thighs, while closing and covering around your chest. To be open and closed at the same time, to allow multiple things to exist at once. We often struggle with the oppositions, that it has to be one or the other. And I invite you to consider, to take the perspective of multiple things that are true at the same time. And breathe into this. To go deeper and deeper into self. A healthier level of body and mind, and the vastness of space in and around your brain, the muscles of your brain softening, perceiving, receptive to new ways of being. Down into the muscles of your eyes to see more clearly, into your inner ear canals and eardrums to hear clarity in the sounds, down into your nose and nostrils to feel the cooling of your breath, the temperature of the air, into your jaw and lips, teeth and tongue, roof of your mouth, your whole mouth, down into your throat, a gentle stimulation in the back of your throat. You can switch which arm is on top. into your shoulders, the right shoulder, and down into your right arm, fingertips, hand and palm. Back up your right arm and right shoulder and into your collarbone, and over into your left shoulder and down your left arm, your wrist, hands, fingers, and palms. That tingle sensation along the edges of your skin. Back up through your left arm and left shoulder and right into the center of your heart. A stirring, an energy that's so true to you. Maybe it has a color, and let it start to spin. As you move even closer to the power of your heart space for 10, opening up, 9, breathing, 8, fully experiencing, 7, doubling in sensation for 6, this sense of love and trust, security for 5, even closer, 4, almost there, 3, 2, step into it, 1, done. Breathing into every single cell. You're welcome to slowly move the arms and the legs as you gently come out of this shape. Lift your arms and legs up toward the ceiling. Maybe make some circles with your wrist and ankle. And slowly begin to move the arms and legs in opposition like you're walking on the air, flowing through water. And notice the tips of your fingers and toes. So you're welcome to do this up against a wall. So legs up the wall is a beautiful restorative inversion where your heels will touch the wall. Your arms can also then be down by your sides. If you don't have access to that, you're welcome to stay right here and notice the change in blood flow. You can take your hands and pull the energy down from your feet, from the sky, into your lower belly, into that area of expression and creativity, creation. And in doing so, I'm telling you, this might feel strange and weird, but it is shifting and changing your energetic state. You don't need to engage in the high intensity cardio to awaken and uplift your energy. You can, and that's wonderful too, but you also have access to this. Slowing down, feeling the sensations, present in the moment, as yoga is the practice of being present and then present, getting distracted and then present, being present for an even longer time, to integrate and assimilate so that this becomes a new state, a new you. You can begin to bend the knees to the outsides of the body, grab for the outsides of your feet, energetically press your feet into your hands, and then release, happy baby. You can move a little side to side. And deep breath in and out. And one last shape. You're welcome to use your blocks, a bolster, a pillow, or blankets. You can take one block to the medium height, one to the lowest height, a heart opener, as your shoulder blades or your shoulders will come down onto the one block, and then your head will be on the second block. You can have your legs out in front of you. They can rest on a bolster. And if you don't have access to blocks, you can be up on a blanket as the arms will come out to the side. So opening here in the heart. We often are rounded and closed and constricted. But when we allow ourselves to come to this place of homeostasis, of safety, we are more receptive and open. Using your breath to slow down as you arrive into this shape and settle into you. deepening your breath. A full body awareness from the tips of your toes all the way up to the top of your head. Whole body, full body. This is you, true you, right here in this moment, alive and radiant, full of vitality and contentment, that sattvic energy, the harmony and the balance, to come back to at any point in time. You are welcome to stay here for as long as you'd like. You can bring one hand to the center of your stomach and one to your heart and acknowledge your practice in Shavasana. And thank you so much for showing up and practicing with me today. Again, allow yourself to stay in that resting posture and to come out of it safely and gently at your own time. So I'll bring my hands together to honor you and the connection between you, myself, and everything, unified. Thank you so much for showing up for yourself and practicing with me. The light in me honors the light in the dark in all of you. Namaste.